Piano versus guitar. Um, I do a bit of each. I wouldn't say I'm an expert on either, but I've been playing guitar for, I don't know, since I was 17. I'm 24. And I've been just playing piano really, what is it now? 2 years. At the moment, I prefer piano, but they're both great. And I'm going to talk a little about the difference in case you're deciding which one to learn. Or if you already know one, I'm going to try and encourage you to learn the other. Piano is good because it helps you understand how music works, the theory of it, the structure, how chords are made. And so that's great because that leads to a much deeper, understanding of the underlying structure. But the other good thing about piano is that you can play both the harmony and the melody at the same time, right? You can play with one hand the harmony and the other hand the melody, and so it's there's there's two trains of thought harmonizing with each other at once. Whereas with guitar, you can really only do one. Maybe then you sing along with the guitar, and so then the guitar is your harmony and your voice is the melody. But of course with piano, you could sing with piano too, and then you'd have three streams of music going. One of the advantages of guitar, or at least acoustic guitar, is that it's portable. It's not that easy to carry a piano around. And acoustic guitars, if you're looking for a way to just pick up women, go with guitar, because it does work. As ridiculous as it just works. What else is there? Oh, guitar is a lot harder. See, the thing about piano is you just press a button, whereas with guitar you have to hold down a string, and these strings are often they're metal strings, and so it takes quite a bit of strength, and it cuts into your finger, so you'll develop calluses over all your fingers. So just getting to that point where your hand can even hold the strings down and the chord, because with a chord you have to hold up to 6 strings at once. So it can be pretty, it'll really cut up your hand and take a while to just get to that point. And then, of course, with piano, you also build up some muscular strength, because you have to be able to stretch, to at least reach a full octave, right? And at first your hand won't be able to do that. If you do end up learning guitar, I know a lot of guitarists that never really learned music theory, and that's a huge mistake. You don't have to learn theory in the most boring, archaic method, where it's like work. You can just kind of talk about it and use it in a very practical sense, and it'll make you so much better, so much quicker. And the difference is that, let's say you learn a song on piano or guitar without knowing the theory. You have to memorize basically every single note. Whereas if you know the theory, you're not memorizing it so much, because you can predict where each note is going to go. So you can learn new songs much quicker, and you can improvise much quicker, because you instinctively now understand what will work and what doesn't. And so when you don't learn the theory, you're really doing yourself a great disservice, because you're just making it harder on yourself, because you don't know what you're doing. You're having to operate on memory rather than understanding, which is just more annoying, more difficult. So definitely, learn a little bit. Personally, I never, maybe it's hypocritical of me to say this, but I've never learned standard musical notation. Because, and my justification for this is that it's a bit outdated. It was designed in a time when you couldn't just go on the internet and listen to the rhythm of a song. Now, if you know what key a song is in and you can hear it, you can pretty much figure out how the song goes. Whereas back in the day when musical notation was invented, they had to be extremely, extremely precise because there was no way to just go online and check out how it's supposed to sound. So I do think it's a little bit archaic, and that if there's any element of theory that you can kind of, skip or skim through, that would be it. But ideally, you'd want to learn that as well. Another cool instrument is harmonica, which if you buy a diatonic harmonica, it's one of the easiest things in the world to play because there are no incorrect notes. You have to know music theory to understand that, but if the song is in the key of C and you pick up a harmonica in the key of C, there's no wrong notes. They don't put the wrong notes in that harmonica, so you can improvise and play it really quick and cool, and it's a pretty easy thing to pick up. So if you already know guitar or piano, that's always a good accompanying instrument. Okay, hope that helps.